All right, a couple of quick trades to talk about here. Starting with the Colorado Avalanche. They've acquired Dubnyk from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for only a fifth-round pick and depth defenseman Greg Pattern, if that is how you say his last name. So Dubnyk hasn't had the greatest of seasons. He was traded from the Wild to the San Jose Sharks, which he sort of played 1A, 1B with Martin Jones. Martin Jones has been really hot lately in the past, I want to say 12 games or so. Dubnyk is obviously expendable. It's possible the Sharks make the playoffs, but not likely, right? And in 17 games, Dubnyk had a .898 save percentage with San Jose. In his last season in 2019-20 with the Wild, he was an .890, even worse in 30 games. And then last time he had somewhat half-decent numbers was in 2018-19, in which he had a .913 save percentage. Now, the thing is, he's got a lot of playoff experience, at least for what's out there right now. 26 games, all of them with the Minnesota Wild in the playoffs. Now, in 2014-15, he was a .908. In the playoffs in 10 games. And then in 2015-16, in 6 games, he was an .877. In 2016-17, he was a .925 in 5 games. And then most recently in 2017-18, in 5 games, he was a .908. So, he is a big guy, right? And playing in front of a better defense will likely help him out. In Colorado, he's 6'6", 224 pounds, 34 years old, from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. So, and giving up Greg Pattern really was just sort of to help to balance the books. Greg Pattern was making 2.250 against the cap. He's a number 7 or 8 depth right shot defenseman. He was 30 years old, 6'3", 223 pounds, from Sterling Heights, Michigan. He's played sort of all over. He was originally drafted by the Leafs, played for Montreal for about 4 seasons, played for Dallas Stars for a couple seasons, for Minnesota for a couple seasons, and of course Colorado. Now he's with San Jose, where he's on the taxi squad. So there you have it. I got to give the edge here to Colorado. You ask yourself, well, maybe why didn't they go after Bernier, right? He had better numbers for Detroit this season, which is true. In 18 games with the Wings, Bernier had a .910 save percentage and was a .907 the year before in 46 games. The thing is, he's only got 9 playoff games under his belt. And none of those numbers, both of which were mostly with Anaheim and Colorado, were that good. In 4 games with Colorado, he was an .883. In 4 with Anaheim, he was at .873. So I'm not sure, Colorado wanted to go back to the well with this player, although they have been known to do that. Of course, they picked up, reacquired Patrick Nemeth back on April 9th for a 4th-round pick. Let's talk about Florida and Brendan Montour, whom they picked up from the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for a 3rd-round pick in 2021. And that's it. Tidy bit of business. That's a nice 3rd-round pick. Is half decent for Greg Adams. I feel, if you want to argue semantics, maybe he could have grabbed a 2nd-rounder if he really pushed his luck there, getting closer to the deadline. But it's a buyer's market really this year, so maybe that's the best he could do. Florida gets a defenseman who's right shot, who's going to play most likely in their top 4. You'll probably push Gudas down to the bottom pairing, I would imagine, on the right side. And in 38 games so far this season with Buffalo, Montour had 5 goals, 14 points, -13. Now, he was a +13 the year before in 54 games, in 16 more games. So he can play some defense. It's, with the turnstile that was Buffalo's goaltending when Ullmark wasn't in net anyways, that probably had somewhat of an effect on his box stats here. And in 2019-20, he had 18 points, only 4 points more in 16 less games. So he's capable of maybe even, slotting into that second power play unit and putting up, helping out a little bit offensively as well. So yeah, nice little work for Florida after losing on Ekblad, having him being gone for the season with was it a fractured leg or broken leg there. And there you have it. I would love to hear from you, especially you Colorado and Florida and Buffalo and San Jose fans down in the comments section below on who you think you won this trade and what the next step is for your teams. That's it. That's all. Going to try and keep up with these trades. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to each other in this crazy world we're living in right now, and I'll see you soon.